from those computational objects, but also non-computational objects. Also, it carry certain characteristics and attributes, certain dimensions, certain angles, where the data can be taken. And according to the study, that every person or every individual who is connected to the internet, having at least 2 to 3 devices who have the connectivity to the internet. And according to the again study, that 40% of the world population is already connected to the internet. And India is emerging as one of the global player, where the desktop traffic, where the mobile traffic and all your embedded systems, whether you talk about the electronic peripherals, home appliances, you talk about anything that has a smartness. And the smartness is not just about having the connectivity, but taking an action which is appropriate, which is relevant, which is specific, which is measurable, and which can be achieved within the time frame, and that's called goal, which Rama Pratap was talking about. A person is with goal and without goal. A person who is with a goal, there is more likelihood that he will be successful. But again, the categorization of the two human being, it differs from the perspective to perspective. From the technological side, we have seen that there are a lot of protocols, there are a lot of technologies, there are a lot of databases, there are proprietary systems which carry certain data, and all that information, if you are not applying certain skill sets, techniques, methodologies, and frameworks which are specific for a segment, for a business. So, from the big data perspective, you may be applying big data technology and certain characteristics to achieve specific goals or to achieve certain requirements to fix the business problem. So having the information is not enough, but having that information where you are applying a proper tools, techniques, methodologies and frameworks in order to achieve the required goal. I used to say an example which is like my pet example. I used to say when you have if you are living beside the seashore and you got the water, salty water, which cannot be consumed at all. Regardless how thirsty you are, you cannot consume that water because that water is there, information is there, but you need to apply certain techniques, certain methodologies in order to purify it. And the output which comes out can be consumed. It is the same thing with regards to the intelligence, with regards to the smartness. Most of the people I have seen that any new gadget when it comes into the market, you go and you just buy. And especially when you are a student, because you are not the one who's going to pay, it is either it could be your parent or brother or somebody else. So that is a time where you are going to enjoy your life. But you having that new and latest gadget in your hand and not utilizing all the features, why you are paying such a huge amount? So the gadget is there, the technology is there, but your mindset, it is the same traditional way of using, for telephone calls and so many things. So transformation of your mindset is very much critical. Not only from the business side, but also from the IT side, from the student perspective. You are learning as an engineering student, and I was sharing my experience during my engineering. I have done my computer science from 88 to 92 batch, and at that time, most of them they used to ask how you are going to help to the industry. I myself was not aware how I am going to help. So the same kind of dilemma, it might be with you. But you need to see what you study from the theoretical aspect, but also see what is the market, what kind of dynamic skills required for you to become more competitive product. You have to consider yourself a product which has to have the quality, which has to have certain parameters, certain ingredients which is required by the market. According to the study, the emerging side of the technologies, we call, according to the Gartner, Forrester. How many of you know Forrester, Gartner? No one knows? These are the companies who do a kind of a research and they tell you which technology or which business is booming. So from the technology of business IT we call, so which technology is booming or which technology is emerging and which technology can impact the business side, can impact the humanity, can impact the society. So according to them, there are two things. According to Gartner, they said it is nexus of forces. Nexus of forces is SMAC. Nexus of forces is SMAC, which is social, which you have been connected. How many of you are on the Facebook? I expect 100%. And how many of you are on the Twitter? 30? Useless, right? In Twitter? Okay. And how about the LinkedIn? Okay, same percentage I see. I would like to congratulate who raised hand on the LinkedIn. The reason why, because I myself am like most connected person across the Middle East and Asia with a 33.5 million network on the LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is the only platform which is a professional networking platform. It will not allow you to post any kind of photographs or your albums, but it allows you to highlight your professional skill set, and it will be a place where you become more hireable and more finished product which you can showcase to the other businesses and into the market. I have been co-author for the couple of books. One is the service-oriented architecture. You might be knowing about the service-oriented architecture, right? Service-oriented architecture, SOA. No one knows what is SOA? Good. So you know about the big data, but you don't know about the service-oriented architecture. Okay. How many of you know the cloud? 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. How about the big data? Don't be hesitant. So I have been co-author also on the cloud, and most likely I will be, writing a book on the big data also very soon. And all these technologies we call social, mobile, analytics, which is big data. Big data, it is called business analytics or real-time analytics, or you call big data analytics. According to the Gartner, the virtual world and the real world is merging. Whatever we used to do as a real thing, as a real business, we can do it digitally. And 40%, imagine 40% of the world's population is connected to the internet. That means you imagine what kind of audience we are targeting. We are talking about maybe 2.6 or 2.8 billion people, they are connected. So those are the audience. If you are good enough and you hold those kind of capabilities, then you are most likely hireable. According to Gartner, why I said it? Because according to them, there are more jobs available in the market which is focusing only on the emerging side of the technology, but the skill set, there are no people who can take the job. So the jobs are lying, and it is like, achar ban raha hai wahan par. So we need to see what it requires for us to grab those jobs which are just lying over there, where they are ready to pay any amount. If you see from the past couple of years, the big companies, they started posting the jobs regarding the emerging side of the technology. And this is where you need to be, you need to make sure whatever you study at your college, but also you should try to adopt those skill sets which is required by the businesses. According to the when we talk about the big data, what is big data? Everybody knows big data. Just one line from anyone. Just one person, I want somebody to stand and tell you what is big data. You know that you are going to listen today a big data session, and it is quite appreciating that you have raised your hand that you are good enough on the big data. I want to know what is big data.
It's a huge data which is gathered from various resources.
Good. Thank you. Basically, when we talk about the big data is nothing but it is a normal data. According to Gartner, which is a global research company, when you come into the business world, you will be hearing about the Gartner, Forrester, McKinsey, IDC, and there are so many others also. But these are the 4 reputed names which are the global leading players, you can see. And whether it's a Microsoft, whether it's an SAP, Oracle, or you just name anyone, everyone talks about them and they consider these names as a reference to sell their technologies. And so I told you that for the big data, there are a lot of jobs, but there are no people who can take those jobs. This is the good news for us being an Indian, because we are actually, when we complete our engineering, we are an addition to the jobless market. In fact, we should address the market needs and become a product which can be consumed easily into the market. Sorry, my voice today is a little bit, down. And when we talk about the big data, as she said, the data is coming huge. According to the statistics, that every 2 years, the amount of data which is available in the world, it is getting doubled. And that was a study of last year. So imagine, maybe it could be 1.5 years. Every 1.5 years, the data which is available in the digital format, it is getting doubled every 1.5 years. And you as an individual, through Facebook, through Twitter, through LinkedIn, and through other medias like, you might be knowing a lot of other social media technologies, Instagram, and so on, where you are uploading, simply uploading. You as an engineering student, I want your mindset to think as an engineering, not just thinking as a student. And so there are challenges with regards to the volume of data which is coming not only from the supercomputers, not only from the social media technologies, networks, but also from your devices, from the sensors, from these cameras which we are seeing today, from everything which you talk about. Couple of years before, 3 years before, I talked on the smart homes, where the home will tell what it requires for it to become a happy home. We used to save our home number as a happy home, but are we really carrying the happiness, or some problems are waiting, from our parent for not coming, on time to back to the home, or from your brother or from someone else, maybe your, utilities such as a tap did not come, or maybe, the toilet is not working, and so on. Couple of months before, I have been invited also as a speaker for the smart cities. And fortunately or unfortunately, most of the focus was on the toilets. And that is an emerging thing where if we fix the problems of our toilet, we are like, at least, we are at the better state, because there are technologies which can help you to smarten the way how the toilet system, the drainage system, it works. In the same topic, in Dubai or across the world, we are talking about different things, where the connectivity is the challenge. How we can have the connectivity not only to those smart devices, but also to the other devices which has never been considered as something useful. I was a part of the group IT, where I was serving 18 companies and with 5,500 employees in our group. And when somebody requests for the YouTube or something else, we used to say, no, you are here to do a useful work. And internet also used to be given, if you are going other than the relevant websites, we used to send like a warning. That trend has totally transformed. Now the social media technologies, by the way, you know the social media technologies, right? What are the technologies which are used in order to integrate those social media technologies? What are the protocols? What are the frameworks are available? You know APIs, right? How many of you know that? That the API. Okay. It's an API only, but it's a business backing. We call it business application protocol interface or a chain or that is used with the SAP and other ERP systems, where you are integrating. In the social media technologies, use like OAuth, open authentication. How many of you have heard about open data? Good, at least one hand was raised. And the government at the national level and at the state level, they are emphasizing on the Digital India initiative. And that's where the Cheetah came up with the Digiton, where to create the digital literacy, it is one of the basic elements one should gain. You are literate, but you are not digitally literate. I have encountered recently in India, because this is the first time I have spent a lot of weeks in India, and I saw that there are so many doctors, engineers, and all professional degrees. They are literate, they are knowledgeable, but they don't know how to interact with the digital platforms. According to the Gartner, Forrester, and the new trend, no business can do the business without the digital platform. And no government, no business can serve their customers without the digital channel. And whenever we talk about the digital, we are talking about digitizing the current infrastructure what we have, so that we have the digital ready objects into a database. But again, when we talk about the big data, we are talking about three things. One is volume, velocity, variety, and there is another thing also. There is fourth P also. So volume, when we have a lot of data is coming, no matter how big our system is, but we cannot analyze the data in a relevant manner. Assuming that your principal asks, what is the marks which is scored by the students yesterday or immediately after the review? Are we going to see that one? No, because we need to ask those head of the department, and so making that data available, gathered in an accurate manner, where the data can be computed in a computational environment, which is nothing but the cloud, and considering all the different varieties, different, like data is coming from the Oracle server, database server, SQL server, from your Twitter, from your Facebook, and from your emails, and the video which I am making today, even that one, you have to analyze and make it presentable, maybe in terms of dashboards, or in terms of business analytics, or in terms of you create those views. Somebody is a programmer here who has developed a single app. One of you who has developed a single app as a team member, not as an individual who does everything. No freelancing workers. And if you see this particular slide, I want you to see, it's a little impressive, I think. And this is like a 6 months old slide. These are statistics. Every 60 seconds, how the world is changing from the data democratization. How the data is coming from the different systems. This only covers the things which you are aware from the social media side, from the social networking sites. So today you understand that the data is coming from everywhere, and that data needs to be gathered, needs to be analyzed, and with the mindset that a specific goal needs to be achieved, or a specific problem needs to be solved. And when we talk about the data characteristics, it should be the degree of accessibility, how much the data is open, how it can be integrated, and how much it is ready for the machine readability in the age of data analytics. And what kind of rights and what kind of roles are given, and what kind of queries you need to embed in your code, and what kind of queries need to be segregated or separated as a part of the store procedure. Why you are doing that one store procedure? Because you want to reusability of the objects. You might have studied functions and procedures. So, having that store procedure to perform well, not to query the raw data. I have seen so many projects with regards to the big data, and the big reports fail because every time the query and the code is structured in a way, or it is written in a way, or it is orchestrated in a way, or it is architected in a way where the query is going and checking the tables, the table data. And that kind of orchestration need to be architected in a proper way so that the information can be gathered. When we talk about the openness of the data, it is about availability, it is about how easy it is fetchable, and reusability of the data, and reusability of the modules which you are writing in your code. And I would like every one of you to study service-oriented architecture, because there are service-oriented architecture principles is not going to change a lot. And that will help you to empower yourself and give yourself a platform for you to become a ready product which is required once you are done with your engineering. The first paragraph is like my definition. It is an ability, capability, and a process to collect. You are collecting the data from heterogeneous systems, heterogeneous devices, heterogeneous platforms, heterogeneous peripherals, including your embedded systems. Have you studied embedded systems? No? Have you decided one thing that whatever he's going to ask, I'm not going to reply? Actually, I came today to learn something from you. And I'm not going to leave you unless I learn something. Because I consider myself as a student. And every day there is a time for me to learn. And learning is for me is an earning. But earning is not the focus. Learning is the focus. You learn, you become knowledgeable, you become a better product. It is similar to like we call a stone, right? A gemstone. A stone has no value. If somebody gives you a stone, you will not hang it up as a pendant. But when it is a finished product with all those angles, then it becomes a diamond. More angles, more finishing, more quality means more value. And whatever we do today, whether with regards to the studying or with regards to doing the business, you have to have a one purpose, that how you become more valuable citizen, how you become more valuable daughter in your family, how you become more valuable for yourself. And you don't need to show how valuable you are. If I'm praising, if I have a praise for myself, it is good in terms of motivation to myself. But for others, it is all about how knowledgeable you think. Because your thinking is my acknowledgement. If you think I'm good, then I'm good. If I think that I'm the best, all the statistics which I'm trying to impress you with the 33.5 million professionals connected on the LinkedIn, and with my YouTube channel also I have. You can search my name on the Google and you will find my YouTube channel, and maybe this video also the YouTube channel also. It is not important unless, and we have a saying actually in the leadership. I studied masters from the Liverpool, London, and I have been taught that a leader cannot be a leader without a follower. So I consider myself as a leader, but without your following, I cannot be the leader.